So what do the Yankees need to do right now to kind of put another jolt in their lineup? Daniel Berry Sports, what's happening, man? I want to see what your thoughts were. Because the fact is, we're starting to see some signs of potential turnarounds from Anthony Volpe offensively, Austin Wells offensively, right? Stud boy, what's good? What is good? Consigliere, there he is, the Prime Minister of Texas. I want to say hello, Susan. How are you? I want to see what you guys and gals are thinking. How can the Yankees jumpstart this offense, right? Again, they are there are two guys right now, that are starting to show signs, right? Austin Wells and Anthony Volpe offensively. But there are also two guys who are looking relatively lost to the plate, and that's Jazz Chisholm and Cody Bellinger. So, with the way that the roster currently stands right now, does it make more sense to move down Jazz and move down Cody in the lineup? Get them out of the 3 and 5 spots or wherever they're at, right? And, you know, move guys up, move Dominguez up, or move Ben Rice up, or something like that. Because right now, Cody Bellinger should not be in the 3 spot. I would personally have him in the 2 spot and have Judge behind him at 3. But I understand the desire to move Cody down. Jazz is starting to draw some walks, yes. But Michael, Beagle, everybody, what's going on? Bruce, yes, indeed. Right? So Judge, Judge at the 3 spot, I think, is an ideal situation. I'd rather have him at 3 and Dominguez at 2 or something like that right now. Or something to that effect. So whether Judge is at 2 or 3, he hits extremely well. He was in the 3 spot last year when he hit 58. He was in the 2 spot when he hit 62. So, it might be a better idea right now to move Cody and keep in mind, Cody and Jazz are good hitters, but we need them to capitalize on their skill set, which is hitting the ball into the gaps and utilizing their speed. Just like we need Volpe to do a little bit more of that too, right? So, and these guys are top-notch defenders. So it's hard to kind of just get rid of them, right? So, Ben Rice too. Yeah, right? And now don't be sorry, Murders Row. It's just it depends on the expectations for Jazz too. I mean, if he, unfortunately, this is an issue we had with Anthony Volpe last year, right? So where Volpe kind of went on an arc angle in his swing and tried to go for the fences way too much at the expense of a lot of strikeouts. And the same thing's happening right now. It looks like the Jazz and Cody Bellinger. And Bellinger's having a hard time hitting the high heat. He's just not getting around. He's not catching up to it. So I would avoid that if I were him. But and both of these guys are under the Mendoza line right now. So what do we have to do? Because the Yankees are not going to move on from them. They're not going to just chuck them. So I would move them down in the lineup and move some other guys up in the lineup. Take the pressure off of them right now, right? Just like they moved Devin Williams out of the closer spot into the 8th inning. Look how good he was last night, right? Maybe he needs to get his head right. Maybe Bellinger needs to get his head right a little bit, right? And maybe he's self-carrying expectations to be Juan Soto's replacement. I don't know. But we heard a lot of that in the beginning of the season. So, and I would agree too, Susan. I would just strictly bet Dominguez from the lefty side. I agree 100% with that. He's so far superior batting in the lefty side, or from the lefty side, than he is on the righty. So I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know, why guys feel like they have to swing for the fences. Their skill set, is Cody Bellinger a 30 to 40 home run hitter every year? No. Is Jazz? No. Volpe? No. So why are they trying to manufacture something that hasn't happened yet? Hit the ball in the gaps. If you hit the ball with a level swing, you'll get your fair share of home runs. But you'll get a lot of doubles and a lot of singles and stuff like that, which is more representative of what a lot of the players in this Yankee lineup need to be doing. Right? So I wouldn't say the starting pitcher doesn't make the hitters any better, Dr. C, but I understand what you're saying. Like, Warren needs to step up. But right now, Rodon is good. Fried is good. Schmidt's working from behind, so he needs to catch up. So And Carrasco, we're going to get what we get from him until he stops being productive. My guess is once Luis Hill comes back, they're either going to move on from Cookie or Peraza or Reyes or one of those guys. That's my guess, right? But you got Oswaldo's Carrera's hitting the ball better than Bellinger. He's hitting the ball better than Jazz. So move him up in a lineup. Put him at the 5. Move Jazz down 7 or 8. Move Cody down 6, right? So it might make more sense right now. What's up, Michael? When Stanton comes back, the Yankees send down. That's a good question. I don't know. It's an important question too, Michael, because he could also be the righty bat that the Yankees seek so badly. I know they want the righty bat to be playing third base, but we already have 2 of them there already. So unless it's Nolan Arenado or somebody else, I don't know how else they're going to upgrade a third base. Unless the Rockies go on a full tear and sell off Ryan McMahon, but he's not a righty. So, but if you get a guy like that, do you even need a righty there? Because we do have Stanton coming back. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, I would bet Judge 3, Bellinger 4, right? And I would probably move Jazz and Cody down right now. That's what I would do. So, I don't know. Well, that's the thing too. I mean, Dominguez doesn't have a choice. I know what you're saying, but he doesn't really have a choice. And unless he can prove that he can hit well from both sides of the plate, then he doesn't really have much of an argument to refuse a batting assignment. But I understand what he's saying, because this is the kind of the dilemma that we're in right now, right? There are certain empty production pieces in there, but like last year we had probably 5 or 6 empty production pieces in the lineup, and we still went to the freaking World Series. Well, this year we have less empty spaces, maybe 3 or 4, but we've got to be more productive with the ones that we do have. So, and it does look like Cody is pressing, right? So I don't know. I mean, it could be stiffness in his back. I'm not sure. You know, he's kind of been thrown out of rhythm last couple of weeks with his back and food poisoning. I get that, but it does to a degree look like he's pressing. But if I were these guys, I would also encourage them to draw walks. You don't need to hit the ball hard if you're drawing a walk. You get on base no matter what. And if you're fast, you try to steal bases and let the next guy try to drive you over, right? To me, walk is good as a hit. So, and I would rather get 10 singles than 2 home runs. Or a combination of 8 singles and doubles and 2 home runs. So, I'll take a 2-run single over a solo home run any day. There I had a 3-run double over a solo home run any day. Like with Austin Wells the other day, bases clearing double. Dominguez had one the other day, bases clearing double. It's so much more effective than waiting for a solo home run and trying to pimp it out. Thank God we don't have guys that are trying to pimp this stuff out right now. So, what would the DJs? That's a good question too, Bill. Like, is DJ going to provide enough production to justify them calling him up? I understand he's on a high contract and he's loyal and he's got 2 more years of control, but who are you going to send down? It doesn't make any sense to bring a guy up just because his salary's high if he doesn't hit better than the guy that's already here. Right? It makes 0 sense in the world. At that point, I'd rather eat the contract and play the better bat, because you can eat the contract one way or the other. You can eat the contract and have him play like crap at the majors, or eat the contract and have somebody play better at the majors. Those are the 2 options that you have. These contracts are guaranteed. We can't walk away from them. You can't. There's not a fire at will profession. So, right? And this is the stuff that we've got in front of us here. So, well, it's the thing too. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a chain thing too, Susan. Like, it's nice to have Judge hitting. It's nice to have Goldschmidt hitting, but we need these other guys. Like, it looks like Austin Wells is about to turn it around. It looks like Volpe's about to turn it around and maybe have a breakthrough here. So, and maybe have a breakout. So, and I'm hoping that's the case. I'm really hoping that's the case. But we do need these other 2 guys to be at least, at the very least, consistent. You hit 240, 250. It's better than 170, right? So, Yeah, small ball is good. That way, first of all, you draw a walk, you're not getting an out, right? So if you steal a base, takes the double play out of the equation, right? Especially if there's somebody not already at second, makes it easier for you to steal second. We have guys who can steal bases. Cody, Jason, right? Volpe, these guys are fast. Jazz. So walk and steal a base. Pad your stats that way while you wait for the opportunities to hit the ball. The opportunities will come, but it's very difficult to manufacture an opportunity if the pitcher's throwing the ball extremely well and you're not hitting the ball right. You're not hitting the ball well. So DJ is 6 for 10 right now in Double A. All right, Nosebleed. So he's producing. He's producing. And I agree, Duran, too. Peraza is not maximizing this opportunity, which is one reason why he keeps being replaced by Oswaldo Cabrera. Cabrera is producing more than Oswald Peraza is. And that's unfortunate, but it's true, right? What's up, Sports Talk? I don't know, Brandon. We'll have to see. I mean, Brendan Dunham's name is being floated by more people now. Nolan Arenado is probably, if the Cardinals are going to trade somebody, it's probably the guy they're going to move. He's the righty bat. Donovan's not. But the Yankees would probably need the Cardinals to eat probably half the contract, right? But we'll see what happens there. Arenado is playing well right now. So, but again, we have a guy in-house, DJ, and if he's producing close to, the way Arenado is, then why the hell would you trade for Arenado and add $17 million in the payroll when you have DJ here already? So I understand that. So well, we don't know if that person's out there, Dr. C, and I don't know if trading Devin Williams is the guy that teams would want for a right-handed bat. And that's the key. Like, we just don't know who JD Martinez is out there, but he's a DH. You come here, what happens when Stanton returns in a month and a half? You're gonna just get rid of JD Martinez? What the hell's the point of that? Right? So, and this is where, I'll take Oswaldo Cabrera singles and I'll take that all day. And just good energy, on occasion he makes an error. Who doesn't? So Devin Williams is a free agent at the end of the year. Yes, he is. So Arenado is one of the best defensive third basemen in all baseball. But also, DJ's contract is already cooked into the Yankees' books. Arenado's is not. Arenado's will be on top of DJ's. So if they moved on, let's just say they released DJ, you still got to eat the contract. The only way you can move his contract is if you trade him and the team absorbs the money. That's the only way. If you DFA somebody, you got to eat the contract. Release them waivers, got to eat the contract. Contracts are 100% guaranteed in baseball. So, and that's I am confident in DJ's ability to be patient as a veteran player, which we would need, but I just fear his ability to stay healthy, right? So, I don't know. We'll see if anybody wants him, Dr. C. But I would also give Williams an opportunity to right himself, because that's a nasty two-headed monster in the bullpen. And then when Loaiza comes back, that's a nasty three-headed monster in the bullpen. And because if you look at Devin Williams' stats, again, he starts horrible in April historically in his career. The last 3 years, he's had a sub-2 ERA for the entire season, every single year. And that's despite a rough start in April, which we're still in April, right? So I do expect him to get better. And he looked good last night, put him in the 8th inning. So maybe that's what he needs to kind of rebuild his confidence and find his footing here. Because Yankee fans are definitely not making it easier for him. So, and nor should they be asked to. So, but yeah, Loaiza is coming back. You got Jake Cousins coming back. You got more, yeah. And Scott Efrost coming back at some point. But Scott Efrost is another guy who has a hard time staying healthy. He's got really good stuff, but he can't freaking stay healthy. So that'll never happen, Michael. I mean, I would do it, but the Cardinals would never, ever in a million years take DJ and Stroman for Brendan Donovan. They'll ask for Jason Dominguez and more. But Michael, yes, sign me up for that trade if the Cardinals are that foolish to do. Sign me up, baby. But I'm very confident when I say the Cardinals would hang up the phone on Brian Cashman. But even Brian Cashman, he knows not to ask them to do that anyway. So, but yes, DJ does has 10-5 too. He does have a 10-5 rights. 10 in the majors, 5 with the same team. 5 last, 5 with the same team. So he can block any trade. He can veto any trade. He would have to accept waivers no trade clause to be part of a trade. And that's why, it's important to point that out because it does make it more difficult to move them. So they will be active on the market. That I'm hearing from people on the inside. They will be active on the market. But it's still a while to the trade deadline. We have to see how Hill does when he comes back, how Stanton does when he comes back, because that'll help determine paint a clearer picture of their needs, right, at the deadline. So we'll see. We will see. So, and again, I'm not just handing the title to the Dodgers. That's such a cop-out. I was never in a million years would I do that. They're not even in first place. And they've already lost 2 of their starters. But then again, they lost starters last year, and they still won the World Series. So, but they've already lost Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow. Both of them are hurt. So, Tim Hill, nothing wrong with Tim Hill. Not that I know of. I haven't heard anything, Christopher. Let's see. Are you hearing something? Let me look this up just to make sure. Make sure nothing up. No, I'm not hearing something here. He just lost his dad to cancer. My condolences to Tim Hill and his family. Dad just passed away with cancer. Dodgers do have their hole, Susan. You're right about that. There's a lot of current Dodgers pitchers on the IL. Yep. It's all good, Christopher. Yeah. Personally, I understand the concerns with the pitching, but the lineup is kind of out of sync right now because there are a couple of guys that are batting in the wrong spots who are not producing the way that those spots need them to produce, right? So that's where I would move them down and move other guys who are below them up in the meantime. Just like they did with Devin Williams, get him out of the closer role, let him kind of regain his footing, and then if it justifies it, you move him back to it at a certain point. But it's good to have a guy like Luke Weaver who's got ice in his veins. So, and as a closer right now. And it'll be good to get Johnny the Wise again. I like the Wise guy. I like Cousins and I like Efros, but these guys have been hurt quite a bit. Yeah, Tyler Glasnow went on IL, shoulder, pitching shoulder. So, what do you know, Ken? I know that the Yankees would be wise to kind of shuffle the lineup a little bit and move Cody down and move Jazz down, even if it's temporarily. Kind of let them regain their footing. They might be pressing a little bit, more particularly Cody. But at least, Jazz has drawn some walks, yes. I would take Bellinger out of the 3 spot right now. I'll put Judge in the 3 spot. Yeah. Well, that's the other thing they're on too. If you bet Dominguez second in front of Judge, they're going to pitch to Dominguez because they're not going to want him to get on base for Judge to drive him in. So he's going to get more opportunities at the 2 spot. He can just live from the lefty side, bat 2 all day. And he's got speed, right? So he's aggressive on the bases. And if you have whoever that might be leading off, whether it's Austin Wells or Ben Rice or Paul, whatever, I think Rice and Austin Wells are probably the more ideal because I like Paul Goldschmidt at the 4 spot. But I think it might be a good idea to consider Dominguez at the 2 spot right now. So that to me, I like with Austin Wells, when you took him out of the leadoff spot, his offense kind of took a step back. With Goldschmidt, it didn't really matter what the hell you bat him. He's hitting. So that's why I would keep him at the 4 spot personally. But I Rice or Wells, I think would be ideal at the leadoff spot right now. But I think Dominguez is looking better to me at the 2 spot, right ahead of Judge. So, and I think that shakeup in the lineup might be something that could jumpstart the Yankees a little bit. And Goldschmidt is a pro. He is an absolute pro. No frills, none of this showboating stuff. Just and that's what I like about the Yankees. There's no stupid leather jacket that they put on after a home run. No wheelie cart up and down the dugout after a home run. None of the stupidity and the gimmicks. None of the Trojan hat or whatever, the Viking hat and, commando jackets. Like, they just come, they tap each other, they get high fives, and they get right back to it. And that's it. That's why, this is one reason I like the Yankees so much. It's the last thing I'd say. I mean, Jonathan, how are you, my man? I'll wrap it up in a couple minutes, gang, because I got to go pick up my daughters from school. But CWE, what's good, man? Does it make sense? Yeah, we do have to win today. It'd be a good idea if we did. It depends. Now, as of last night, the pitching is Rodon. I know Rodon's on the mound today, so let's see. The Knicks got the Pistons tonight. The Knicks got to win tonight, man. The Knicks need to win tonight. Yeah, Carlos Rodon versus Kyle Gibson. So, Tiny. Yeah, I saw that. Well, who says he's not doing his job? It's not as easy as you think. So when these guys get paid a lot of money, they're going to press. So it takes a while for these guys to kind of make the adjustment. And it's not like it's Little League. It's easier to make adjustment if somebody's throwing 70. These guys are throwing like almost 100 every day with movement. It's very hard to make an adjustment to these things. And I can't speak from experience there, facing guys that throw in the mid to upper 90s on a regular basis. It is hard to do. I mean, you have a split, not even a split second, a split nanosecond to respond to a pitch. Just like outfielders, you hit the ball at 130 miles an hour like freaking Stanton does, you have a split second to respond. That's why I don't buy this whole calculation, this catch percentage. You get like a second to respond to a ball that's hit really hard. Like all these ridiculous metrics that people come up with. But he has 95% catch percentage rate. What if it's wind? That stuff doesn't get factored in to the percentage. Wind can't affect the ball. No. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Some of them do make it easy looking at you. I mean, like Judge and Goldschmidt, some of them do. Some of them do. But some of them don't. 100 miles an hour without movement is easy to hit. 100 miles an hour with movement is very hard to hit. Very, very hard to hit. And you throw 105 like a Aroldis Chapman and some of these other guys do with precision. And yeah. I mean, Aroldis Chapman got lit up a couple times by Jose Altuve, but it wasn't on a 105 mile an hour pitch. It was on a pitch that was poorly located, mostly an off-speed pitch. None of these guys are tattooing 105 miles an hour fastball. So, but we will see. I mean, Carlos, he's settling down. Rodon. We need Schmidt to. I mean, Schmidt's working from behind too. So, I think a couple more starts, and he'll kind of find his footing. So, it's the movement, Ken. Yeah, it's the movement in the fastball. I've hit 100 mile an hour fastball with no movement. I have a hard time hitting 100 mile an hour with movement. So, that is a difference. That is different. Yeah, 105 is fast. It is fast. And especially you stand there, believe me, it is very hard to come around. So, but I mean, we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when it comes to Goldschmidt. Like, if Goldschmidt decides to move on, do they move Bellinger to first base, or do they move Rice to first base? Right. So, there's some questions that need to be answered at the end of the season. No. Well, exactly. When after the Yankees hit a home run, they do their handshakes and they pound, but none of this stupid stuff. They're not rolling around each other in a dolly or a wheelbarrow, leather jackets, big giant gold chains. None of this stupidness. None of this. That's why I like that. No. But we'll see. And that's one of the things I like about Paul Goldschmidt. It's no frills. No showboating stuff. He's not dancing at second base after hitting a double. None of this stuff. He barely acknowledges his teammates. Right? So, which is fine. You never saw Tino Martinez do that. Paul O'Neill do that. You know. Rodon has given us length. He's getting better, Rodon. Yeah. He's getting better, Carlos Rodon. So, we do need to win, Jacob. A win would be good. And when I think Carlos Rodon is one of the right guys to have on the mound to help us do that. Yeah, the jacket is ridiculous, Susan. It's like, come on, guys. What are we doing here? It's like fantasy baseball. Like, come on. This isn't junior high school. Isn't it grassy junior high? Like, whatever. I just wanted to get your take on this, gang. So, we all in somewhat of an agreement that, unless you disagree, but do we think it's a good idea to move Cody down and Jazz down in the lineup? I will wrap this up in a minute. I have to go pick my daughters up from school. Little League, exactly, Susan, right? Yeah, well, and yeah, if Stanton wasn't here, then Rice wouldn't be blocked in any circumstances because you could just keep Goldschmidt first and just DH Rice. So, and then you can even rotate that stuff. You can give Dominguez a DH day one day. Like, you can kind of shift it around. So, yeah, I don't like. I hope the Yankees do not get a City Connect uniform. Like, I don't want to play that thing too. So, I mean, I would move. I mean, I would honestly, CeeLo, I'd be okay moving Volpe, but I would. I think he's okay at like the 5 spot. You know, one of the things, the reason I like is that he, every now and then, like, you feel like, oh God, he looks lost, and then he hits a home run, then he hits a double, and he hustles. Like, every couple of days, he does something like that to make me, to talk us off the ledge. So, and I like the energy that he brings all the time too. So, and he's solid with his defense too. So he's the guy that I'm less worried about moving down in the lineup. Jazz and Cody, I think it would be a good idea to move them down in the lineup right now. Move the other guys up. And I would consider Jason Dominguez at the 2 spot right now, because he will get more opportunities and more pitches thrown to him with Judge behind him, because they're not going to want to pitch to Judge with the guys on base. So, yep. I don't think it's fair to compare him to Jeter either. So, yeah, I mean, Jazz and Belly 7-8 or 6-8 or 6-7 or something like that. Yeah, I'm fine with that. But yeah, get out to a lead. We also need to give Will Warren some run support. Give him an early lead. So, yeah, definitely. But that's what we got, gang. That's what we got. I'll be back later with the lineup. Wanted to have a little quick chat with my crew. Thank you all for coming on. Hit the like button if you haven't done that yet. And I appreciate all this. You are the best. Who goes to Judge and Goldschmidt? To me, go 3-4. Judge and Goldschmidt. I mean, it's the right 3-4. At this moment. Like, I don't think Goldie's phase, wherever you put him in the lineup, I don't think Judge's phase would have been about a 2 or 3 either. So, But if we lower Jazz and Cody down and then they start producing, then all of a sudden we get production from the bottom part of the lineup on a more consistent basis, like we're getting now. And then we'd have the guys that are producing more now moving up to the middle of the lineup. And then if they're producing there and these guys are producing from the bottom, then we have a longer lineup that we were hoping to have that we're not really seeing yet. So, I know that Luka and LeBron were complaining about some bad calls, and JJ were complaining about some bad calls. But we'll see if the Lakers win. We'll see. We'll see if Golden State closes out the Rockets too. But go have a great day, everybody. I'll see you in a little while for the lineup. Peace and love to all of yous. Let's go, Yankees.